The third episode of Star Wars Scouting Crew, very interesting as an astrogation problem, is an intriguing episode and it opens up more possibilities, more avenues of the mystery. We still don't know what it is, but it opens up more. Now, this review will contain spoilers, so you have been warned. I released my spoiler-free review earlier today, so go check that out if you want to avoid spoilers. But let's just jump right on into it. So, the first part of the episode is them getting off that pirate base. So, Jude Law's character helps them escape, but of course, they convince him to go back to get SM-33. Good on the kid. Jude Law's character, I'm questioning if you're a Jedi, considering, you really don't want to help the droid. Yes, many Jedi are, very detached in that, but come on. But should we just jump ahead? And this is something I speculated in my Who is Jude Law's Character theory video. Jude Law's character is not a Jedi. He's not. In fact, that's pretty much confirmed at the end of the episode, because that was part of the arc, with him admitting that Bill fact to the kids. There's a lot more he still needs to admit to them, but if my hunch on him being very similar to Long John Silver from Treasure Island is correct, this is step one of him growing as a character, because just like the kids who are going to be maturing in their own way, he's also going to be maturing. In fact, he gives this line to the kids that he's just like them, a loner. Not quite, but I think that's not so far off. I wouldn't be surprised if in some ways he's still a kid. He's not grown up, learned to take responsibility and maturity. Yes, this episode confirms that he's Captain Silver, the pirate captain. We already knew that, and we knew that he was mutinied against. That was kind of obvious, but this episode confirms it. And yes, he got that high, but look how Fern just, convinced SM that she was the new captain of the ship just by bluffing. But she hasn't really learned any necessary maturity. Yes, she's more mature than Neel and Wim is, but it's easy to be more mature when, one, you're a middle school girl who's probably 2 years older, so you're going to seem like at least 4 years older than the middle school boys in this show. I'm just saying, middle school girls typically are a little more mature in their behavior and all that. It's a fact. And just gotta remember back to middle school. But of course, there's more going on as well. There's several indicators of his behavior that support that he's not a Jedi, and he does admit that. I still think he can use the Force, no doubt about that. I wouldn't be surprised if, much like Rim, he grew up hearing stories about the Jedi, and he probably would have been really young during the Clone Wars if he was alive back then. And I mean, really young, like, 2 or 3, but still, or maybe old, I'm not sure how old his character actually is, but he might have knew a little about the Jedi before the Empire, but heard stories about them, and may have one time even imagined himself being a Jedi. And I think it's safe to say that he did, teach himself some Force skills. I think that's safe to say, but there's more to the character. We learn another one of his aliases. So not only does he has his Nawood, whatever name that he told the kids. We already know he's Captain Silver, but we also know he goes by the name Chrism Jack because he goes to a old friend of his who promptly calls the New Republic authorities. Right on you, Kim. Yeah, apparently, I wouldn't be surprised if they at one time had a bad breakup too. It's just that the impression the dialogue gave me. But the thing is that she's clearly an astronomer. Her moon base is basically an observatory and all that. And she does calculate a potential location for At based off of what the kids have told her, and also the symbol on Fern's basically class leader badge from being the top student in her class. And you can tell she was getting excited, but of course she was trying to delay so the New Republic authorities could get there and arrest Jude Law's character. Of course, she also got excited because, yeah, deep down she believes At does exist, and we learn more about it. One, the kids do at least know about some of the other planets in the galaxy like Coruscant and Alderaan, and they don't know about Alderaan's destruction yet. So that's something. They missed the entire war, which is something we are aware of, but this confirms that they have been separated from the galaxy since at least the time of the Clone Wars. Before that. Much longer, in my opinion, for it to become obscure legends and all that. There's also mention that they can't leave the homeworld somehow as part of the Great Books. That's also been kind of sad. So whatever is going on, there's connected to Great Books in some form. We also, this is in a different theme, but both Neel's parents and KB's parents are analysts and ones analyzing, and Wim speculates it might be money, or analysts, and they might be analyzing something related to money and the treasure. We don't know that for sure, but it's a possibility. Because look how all the pirates in the previous episode had got really excited over the credits that Wim had on hand. So there's still some mystery there, and we don't know. And when the New Republic X-Wing pilots land and Kim goes to speak with them, she tells them that they wouldn't believe where they were going. So there's some interesting stuff going on there. Jude Law's character is not being fully honest with their kids, but now the New Republic know that Aten might be real, so this could be very interesting. I've also seen on social media, primarily threads of people speculating that Aten could have a first order connection. Well, very interesting. I really don't think that's a possibility because I think they've been separated for so long, but it's not impossible. I could see the Emperor doing a side project to find Aten and still keep it hidden. Not impossible, but I just don't buy it. I think something happened with Aten, most likely connected to Grey Works, and pirates interested, and they closed off for safety reasons, and they've lost the reason. So now they could probably reconnect to the galaxy and be fine. Potentially, we don't know. But if we take what Kim said at face value, and I do think she's a trustworthy character, is that, and not just because, she contacted the New Republic, I just think she's a more trustworthy character than Jude Law's character, is she mentions the Old Republic. So we got a lot of hints. We still don't have the mystery solved yet, but that's what's so amazing about Skeleton Crew, is this interesting mystery that we need to see unravel. This is more of a mystery show than The Acolyte was. And I think a lot of us was expecting The Acolyte to be a mystery show, and that's why many people weren't that receptive to it. Granted, I've already gotten one person complaining about the Skeleton Crew, even though one episode claiming plot holes and all that. It's only 2 episodes a day at this point. You can't please everyone, of course, but still, be a little more sensible in some regards, people, please. But the point being, we got some great stuff, and we also got the beginning of Jude Law's character telling the kids the truth, as I said earlier. Hopefully, he'll spill the entire beans. There was that one scene when in the droid bay on the pirate base where he was talking with a former crewmate to him who might have been willing to side with his character, but chose to side with Brutus instead. Got some analysis there too. Brutus et tu Brute. I honestly think that might have been intentional. And also Brute. I think clever stuff there. But the point being is, he says that Jude Law's character, to the other pirate, said that he thinks he's found his big score. And I think that's what his initial motivations are. He's trying to find a big score for himself. I don't think he has any intention letting in other pirates in on it as well. But I still hold, and the fact that he was willing to admit to the kids that he wasn't a Jedi, he never said he was, which is true. Which is true. Wim made all those assumptions. But the fact that he was willing to clearly admit that to the kids at the point now, it was a tense situation, the kids were taking advantage of it, well, mostly Fern and KB, taking advantage of that situation to get him to admit that. It does show that he is willing to admit it. And there's elements here and there where I feel like, very much like Long John Silver from Treasure Island is part of his character inspiration. Well, I think over time he'll actually grow to find these kids and maybe actually tell them the truth. He's still probably not going to be totally, but I wonder if there's a heart of gold under there that just needs to be let out to the surface. Or not. That would be a great subversion of that trope as well. But there's so many interesting things. Also, too, well, it's clear that Fern and KB have the least amount of trust of Jude Law's character. I think KB has the most actual distrust of his character, more than Fern. Fern distrusts him, yes, but KB is distrusting him differently. Why? I'm not so sure. I just get this impression of it. And also, I would like to note that when they were heading back to their ship when the New Republic arrived, KB stayed a few seconds beside to basically make sure Kim was okay and talk with her a little bit too. So Well, Kim once again says if you need anything, contact her. So allies, in other words. But I think what that shows is trying to tell us more about who KB is as a person, because we've already gotten a good sense of Wim, Neel, and Fern from the previous two episodes, but not as much with KB. And here I think what we're seeing with KB is, no, she is more analytical than her friends, but at the same time too that no, despite her gadget on her head, which might appear analytical, she does have a emotional side as well, which makes sense. Obviously, that had to exist, but this is showing us it while something we hadn't been shown before. So that covers most of my thoughts on this episode. But one last thing I want to address is the episode actually opened back up at Atten with all the parents meeting together, and then the safety droids come in and stated that they have left the planet, which Wim's dad already knew. He's the most common one of that. But, well, we know that KB's and Neil's parents are analysts. We know that Fern's mother is an admin. I'm wondering if Wim's father, I forget what they said he did. I'm wondering if he knows more what's actually going on than the others do by the nature of whatever his work is. I just wonder because he seemed like more resigned. Like he knew that, great, we got no chance now, or something like that. Like, because Fern's mother said that she wants to petition to meet with the supervisor, basically, I guess, to get an exemption so that way their kids someone can go and retrieve their kids. But he almost the calmest and most resigned, which I find interesting. I suspect he knows something that the other parents don't, which is surprising because you would think Fern's mother would know more, being the fact that she's an admin rather than something else. Just some food for thought there. But that's pretty much all I got for you today. I would love to hear your thoughts on this episode in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the force be with you always.